You rocking with the one and only TheCzarr, all rights reserved. Let's get right into it. Now, I want you guys, if you missed it, to go back and look at Louis Bag of Tentacion, and I want you to look back on lawyer tactics and the witness mentality that I spoke on. That would just be last week. And I want you to see how relevant everything I said was, because what I did for you was I put together the picture before I released the information. I do this consistently. That is the way this brand works. That is the way we work as a team. That is the way the agents have scouted me out to deliver information. Now we're about to get into it. What is the difference between the September deposition and November's deposition? Remember what I said to the witnesses. I said the 3 things that they got to do, and you can check that out. But going forward, what did I tell them? That what they say in their situation is going to dictate the very thing and the weight placed on the next deposition that they had no clue about. I guarantee it. And if they did, they didn't know per se the details. So I basically gave you the formula you got to understand. It's your humanity. That's what it boils down to. The humanity surrounding the situation. You see, a lot of people like to pride themselves on lacking humanity, which is being rough on certain situations, like, oh, like, well, I did that and I'm cool doing this. Listen, nobody understands 20 to life. They don't get it. It's a game to them, especially when you're young. And I don't know why young dudes are so dumb that they don't get 20 to life is serious. We have suspects that are getting a taste, just a taste of it, and it's changing them every day. Because when you realize your freedom is leading to life, your reaction to certain situations and thought process becomes more human. You're not dehumanized. Even the ones who are dehumanized throughout the whole process, when they actually realize waking up, whether it's months later, whether it's years later, into their sentence, they become human. That's the thing most of you don't understand, because you don't get to see this. That's why TheCzarr is here, to help you see it. Now, what I'm saying is that the humanity is going to be checked in September. And the finishing touches are going to happen in November. These are situations you can't plan for. These are outcomes you can't plot around. It's going to be what it's going to be, whether you like it or not. That's the way it's going to work. And I broke it down for you. I explained these things to you, the lawyer tactics. See, what most people are saying, a hunt for justice. Oh, you should just, if we don't know who the enemy is or who the bad guy is, how can you dictate justice? That's why on both sides I drop info, so they get how it goes. I still can't, without a shadow of a doubt, say no investigator had to do nothing with it. There's nobody bad that's in law because of what I've seen. And I've seen a lot of what people talk about. I've seen how they move. I've seen things they've done. I pulled up their histories. I got it. And I get what a lot of other people are talking about. It's the same type of dudes that seem to keep getting away with certain things. What I need you to understand, there's a give and take. Some people are able to do favors for others that a few can't. And that's why they get leeway, even in the eyes of people who are lawful. That's the situation you could be looking at. Now, we can't confirm that, but I'm telling you, the ideology we use to pick apart what it is we're going to speak on, to speak on it in a way no one else is going to speak on it. Because most of them, they could care less. That's how you know who's on your side. That's how you know who's really your friend. And a few people still don't see that. It's okay, you're going to. They're going to force you to. Now, as I was saying, September, there's a deposition. November, there's a deposition. The September deposition is to check your story, to see how real you are, find any gaps, test your humanity. They're going to do the same thing to the November deposition. But let me tell you something about the cast of the November deposition. Remember when we spoke on Tentacion, what was one of the main things we said? It was a lot of people directly around that could have meant well and did well, but there were also some that didn't really care, that didn't mean well. The deposition I'm looking at involving the other people, if you want to talk about a lengthy history, we're talking about well understood crimes that make for a career criminal. And I'm not going to tell you for who, but you got to understand, if you're shady in any way, they're going to expose that nature. It's built around them. If they're included in this crime at any time, or specifically someone, it is not going to be good for them. The histories I'm finding, it's crazy. The craziest part to me, and this is the only way I can explain this part, it's still a little cloudy to me. The craziest part I can explain is the information surrounding one individual, it changes consistently. In each different spot we found a case, it is changing consistently. Now this is where I can understand money was a factor. Looking at the witnesses they're placing on the deposition that Mr. Boatwright's lawyer is putting up, I don't know what angle he's going to take at this deposition, but there's one thing I can make certain. It's going to connect September to November. It's going to connect it. I'm telling you. Information shows so. The history shows so. Opportunity shows so. And if I was a lawyer, I'd take advantage of the opportunity too. I'm being honest. What I'm seeing is relatable crimes, relatable situations. And if a suspect I'm thinking to have been directly involved is making this decision to call these specific people, I could tell you one thing. He is going for the grail. This is an all out. This is more than strategy. This is, I know something I need to prove. I'm telling you this. That's all you need to know right now. It's deep. It gets deep. When I look at these people and what they've done, it gets deep. When I look at September, I'm like, how can I not say that September is going to show emphasis in the November time? Because whatever's not covered in September, best believe November is going to clean it up. I can guarantee you. That's what's crazy to me. Now, I don't know why he called these people. Matter of fact, I can't even say that these people don't know him. But is there someone else that can't say they didn't know Mr. Boatwright? Is there someone else that can say they never communicated with Michael Boatwright? That's where my mind's at right now. Who else was communicating with Michael Boatwright that he feels it needs to come to public? This is a very smart decision by his lawyer. Matter of fact, I told you guys over and over, but the more I look into it, he continues to impress me. He continues to impress me. There's nothing he's done anything short of impressive. It really isn't. This is how you carry a criminal case when I have a suspect that, let's say, even if he was saying he was not guilty, let's say he accepted being guilty. This is how I carry him to a position where people see that this was not who he was. This looks like I am defending my client's name, as any lawyer should, in any situation, at any time, given any circumstance. Now, of course, if you did it, you did it. And you need to stand apparent for what you did. But if you're saying you didn't do the things that you're claimed of, this lawyer has shown that he is asking the right questions. Not only that, he's requesting the right people. This is something that can't be denied now. And I know it may not make much sense, but it references what I told you. September, they're going to test the humanity of the individuals. And if you lie, November's going to clean up the lies. That's why I told y'all, what did I say? You may have to expose something to stay truthful. You may have to. Because even if you defeat the lawyer then, he's following up. And I presume that the deposition in September, that's child's play to this lawyer, okay? He's looking forward to November's deposition. I smell it. I feel it from seeing these people. I realize it. It's now made clear to me. So I'm telling y'all, be on your best game. Stay truthful. And that's the last I have to say to those of the witness list being questioned on their story. They are playing for a win. What was the communication like? I'm leaving it at that. What was the communication like? We about to go live. You know how I rock. Your favorite rapper's time, your favorite movie star's time, your favorite celebrity's time, your favorite actor's time, your favorite actress's time. You know how I rock. It is all rights reserved. CommenterNation, the greatest nation since what? United Nations.